Agile, Agile ceremonies. We will discuss about today and Scrum ceremonies and how it will work, the stages. This is a common interview question for as a business analyst. If you are trying to get job in business analyst, you need to learn these things. Let's see today, and we will discuss all the things, how it will work, the duration, all the things. See, Scrum ceremonies. This is four is most important. One is a sprint planning, sprint review, sprint retrospective, daily stand up. Here, one more thing we can include like backlog refinement. We can say as Scrum ceremonies or Agile ceremonies. See, Agile ceremonies, how sprint retrospective means working, not working. What are the things is working, what are the things is not working. Daily Scrum or stand up or sprint planning, sprint review, product backlog refinement. One by one, we will discuss. See here, even ceremonies in Agile methodology like Scrum. Sprint planning means to craft a sprint goal and a plan to achieve it. Daily Scrum means to review team's progress on sprint goal and adjust the plan to get there. Sprint review means to review the work completed in the sprint with stakeholders. Sprint retrospective means to review the product development process and identify areas for continuing improvement. Like final one is sprint backlog means register and login. Second one. Let's see here how Agile will work, product owners how they will work, and developers architectures how it will work, and testers how it will work, Scrum Master how it will works. One by one we will discuss it today. Overall, see today product owners we will discuss. Overall project vision and goals he need to understand as a project owner and collaborates with business to create a prioritized list of scopes like investment banking, different type of domain, fixed income, settlement, record. These are all the things you need to understand very well of friend trade life cycle. And third one is collaborates with team to understand dependencies. And fourth one is participates actively in sprint planning review meetings. Define acceptance criteria, performs acceptance testings. Like Scrum Master means serve, protect and guide. Second one is facilitates group interaction, helps team members understanding the stories. Tester means early and incremental testings, collaboration with development, collaboration with analysts, automate, automate, automate. Fourth one is developers one architecture means he need to understand the test driven development, and second one is incremental design and architecture. Third one is refactoring, continuous integration. See here how agile sprint ceremonies will work. Sprint planning means the team meets and set the goal. What was the goal? Choose the stories like that will be completed in upcoming sprints. Like daily scrum means a short 15 minutes stand up meeting designing to keep the team moving forward. That means day to day activity. They have a setup with call 10 to 15 minutes. They will discuss what are the things we need to work on today and how we need to work those kind of things. They will discuss in the daily scrum call. And sprint to review means sprint team demonstrates what they accomplished over the sprint. Sprint retrospective means teams review what worked and what did not work in the sprint. That means the particular work, what are the things we have completed and what are the things we have not completed. Those things, uh, the reviews in the sprint retrospectives. See here, addressing various scrum ceremonies associated to proposal like sprint planning, sprint, what is meant by sprint, and sprint planning, daily scrum, sprint review, sprint retrospective. One by one points we will discuss here. Sprint means every scrum project Render finally product after number of cycle called sprint. Like the duration will take 2 to 4 weeks. Every sprint will take minimum 2 to 4 weeks. Act as container for other event elements. Like fourth one, responsible for product backlog. Add text here, what are the things we need to add it, those kind of things they will add it in sprint. Second one, sprint planning means consider as first event in sprint. During a sprint planning, 8 hours of single sprint. Single sprint will take minimum 8 hours duration time and comprise of sprint objectives and sprint backlog. Fourth one, involvement of virtual teams for planning. And fourth one, add text here. If we needed, we need to add it something here, then we will add some text here itself. Daily Scrum is after sprint planning, development team initiate functioning on sprint objectives. Like duration, it will take minimum 15 minutes daily meetings for next day work coordination. Like address accomplishments, obstacles during Scrum, and finally we will add the text. And sprint review means development teams as follow-up section and describe the result of sprint to get feedback from users like customers. Sprint demo is meeting with client. That means sprint demo will arrange with client, then they will explain the how it will work, that are all the things. And third one, product owner, sales represent, proposal backlog status, and progress completion date. These are all the things. Finally they will add the text. Sprint retrospective means internal sprint review meeting, decision about scope of implementing in next sprint. That means based on this sprint, how we need to improve for next sprints. Like that we will discuss it here. And then next sprint review in content to people, procedure, relationship tools, etc. During for sprint retrospective, 3 hours for 1 month sprint. That means 1 month sprint it will take minimum 3 hours. Then we will add the text. See here, the five types of Scrum ceremonies, like as we discussed starting, the same thing: sprint planning, sprint daily Scrum, sprint review, sprint retrospective. Sprint planning is meetings to set goal for next sprint. Here we can explain the simple words, one or two words. Sprint means fixed time period, maximum one a month goal. Goal means completing or achieving milestones. Daily Scrum is short, daily stand up, progress and task report. Sprint review means after sprint, demo of completed task, review of individuals. Sprint retrospective means rest, retrospective means review of sprint, what went well and what did not went well. Those kind of things we will discuss it here. See, one by one we will discuss it here. This four things: what is sprint planning, daily stand up, sprint review, sprint retrospective. I can use examples itself. See, sprint planning means the sprint planning ceremony sets teams up for success by ensuring everyone understand the sprint goal and how to achieve them. Like structure, attendance, time during agile frameworks. We will discuss one by one. Structure means the product owner bring the product backlog to discuss with the developing team. The Scrum Master facilitates together the Scrum team does effort or story point estimation. The product backlog must contain all the details necessary for estimation. The product owner should be able to clarify all doubts regarding the product backlog. That means the product owner, you need to explain what are the product details and how the front page, all the things he need to explain, and he will clear all the doubts for a developer, and all the things he will explain clearly and he will clear the doubts itself. Like attendances means the entire Scrum team, the development team, Scrum masters, and product owners, they are will be attending this call. Timing means at the beginning of each sprint. What are the sprint we are going to start? In the beginning of times, this call will contact. Duration means 1 to 3 hours per week of iteration. So if you are planning to a 2 weeks sprint, your sprint planning should last 2 or 4 hours. That means Agile frameworks means Scrum, although Kanban teams also plan. They do it less formally and for milestone, not interaction. Let's see outcome, how it will come. Top topics, step by step we will discuss. After, after some team negotiation and discussion, you should have a clear discussion on the work that the developing team can complete during the sprint by end of the sprint planning. This is known as the sprint goal. The sprint goal is an increment of complete work, and everyone should feel complete about the commitment. The product backlog defines priorities that affect the order of work. Then the Scrum Master transferring the decision into sprint backlog. Top tips means five things is most important. Focus on collaboration rather than competition. Break user stories into tasks to get there more operational for the developing team. If there's times, assign those tasks during the events. Third one, factor in public holidays and any team members time off or vacations. The fourth one is keep your team's place in mind. A track record of the time it took to implement similar user stories would be helpful. The final one is focus on the product backlog and nothing else in terms of work for the sprint. Let's see second one. Daily stand up means the daily stand up brings the team together and sets everyone up for the day. The team uses this time to identify blockers and share plan for the day, like structure how it will create. This is informal, like standing meeting, the developing team, informing everyone what they did in the before and they're doing today. These are all the things they will discuss in the structure, like members discussion and blockers. They have asked for help from the teams if required. Sorry, I have another call. That's what I'm unable to continue this task. Let's see. Structure. This is an informal standing meeting. All members of development team informing everyone about what they have did in before and what they are going to do today. Members discuss any blocks they have asked for help from the team if it's required. Due to time restrictions, the update should be brief. Attendances means whoever is going to involve this call, like development team, Scrum Master, and Product Owner, optical. Timings will be daily usage in the morning. Like morning they have a call, they will discuss all the things. Duration means short and sharp, no longer than 15 minutes. The call duration will be only 15 minutes below that. Agile frameworks means Scrum and Kanban. Like outcomes, the Scrum Master should clear all the blacklights that slow down or prevent the development team from delivering. As a result, the development team process might need to change. The daily pulse check keeps the team in sync and helps build trust. Together, the group finds way to support and help each other. Top tips means use the time to keep these meetings to 15 minutes. Hold your stand up at the same time every day. Only discuss the work for the day ahead. If the team is distributed, use video conference with cameras on. Long discussions should happen after the event. As the stand up encourages progress, everyone should provide an update and everyone should feel accountable. Let's see third one, sprint review. The sprint review is the time to showcase the team's completed work and gather feedback from stakeholders. A variety of attendance from outside the team offer valuable insights from different viewpoints. These events also help build trust with both external and internal stakeholders like structure, attendance, time, duration, agile framework, how it will work. Let's see. The Scrum Master takes on the logistics of event preparation. The product owner should ask stakeholders questions to gather as much feedback as possible. They should also answer any of their stakeholders' questionnaires, like attendances, development team, Scrum Master, product owner, optionally are management customers, developers, and other stakeholders. Timing means at the end of the sprint. Duration means 1 hour per week of the sprint is 1 week sprint, and the sprint review lasts 1 hour. Agile frameworks means Scrum and Kanban. Kanban team to this review after the team milestone, not sprints. Let's see what are the outcomes. After this ceremony, the product owner might need to adjust or add the product backlog. They might also release product functionality it's already completed. Top tips means schedule in time to rehearse before the meeting to help your team present with confidence, especially if external stakeholders are coming along. Do not showcase incomplete work. Review your sprint planning and the original criteria if you are not sure whether the work is completed. Beside product functionality for an user expense experience, customer value, and the delivered business value. Consider where you can introduce a celebratory feel to acknowledge the team's effort. Let's see final one. Sprint retrospective means in this final scrim ceremonies in the sequences, you look back on the work you have just done and identify way to do things better next time. That means the sprint retrospective is today for risk mitigation is future sprint, like structure, attendance, time duration, agile framework. Like structure means the teams discuss what went well throughout the sprint and what went wrong. The Scrum Master should encourage the development team to speak up and share not only fact about all their feelings. The goal is to gather rapid feedback for continuous improvement in terms of process. It also an opportunity to emphasize good practices that the team adapt and should repeat. Attendances means whoever is going to attend in this call. Development team, Scrum Master, Product Owner, optional. Product Owner means optional. Whether they want, if they interested, they can join the call. If not interested, no issues. Then timing should be at the time at the the sprint, end of the day, they will discuss this thing. The duration will take minimum 45 minutes per sprint week. Agile frameworks means Scrum and Kanban occasionally. That means outcome. what will the outcome will come. After this section, the team should clearly understand the problems and the wins with that happens throughout the iteration. Like together, the group comes up with the solution and an action plan to prevent and identify process problems in the next sprint. Top topics, top tips means focus on both fact and feelings, like gather information that helps you focus on continuous improvement. This might include tools and relationship. Third one, be honest and encourage ideas through solve process related problems. Even if everything went well, have this meeting retrospective, provide ongoing guidance for the next sprint. See here, just I gave what are the duration, goal, participate, frequent, how the sprint planning, and the how it will show in the system. These are all I gave here clearly. Let's see. Goal means establish the desired outcome from the upcoming sprint. Define what backlogs items can be accomplished and determine how to achieve each item. Participants means the entire Scrum team include the product owner. Frequency means at the beginning of each sprint, usually even 1 or 4 weeks, depending on the sprint length. Fourth one is length means 2 to 6 hours, depending on the length of the sprint. Let's see here the sprint planning, the main table, how the system will show. Let's see here. We can able to see when the sprint planning is happened, what was the status of the sprint was started in January 5th, 5th and 19th. Second one is 19th to 2nd. This is what week by week how the progress is happening. The progress here we can able to see 100%. First one is there is no progress. Finally the sprint is completed. Like that the sprint, the priority, this way it will show the in system, the dashboard, all the things we can able to see here. Sprint planning in system wise. Let's see. Daily Scrum ceremony means the goal means ensure the product team has shared visibility of how the sprint is progressing, and participating means project team, product owner optional, Scrum master optional. Frequency means daily we have a, and length no more than 15 minutes. Before that they will discuss all the things. Let's see. It's no surprise that the daily Scrum ceremony is the most popular Agile ceremony, often called as daily stand-up. Means that 80%, 87% of organizers use this ceremony. This is the report means current sprint progress 14.3% is done, and remaining was pending. Planning versus gained total. How sprint the duration that all. Let's see current sprint focus, future and current. Planning versus gained for story status. This is what they will show in the diagram. How the work is pending. The system will show like this. Third one, sprint review means we can say here more things. Goal, participants, frequency, length. Previously we discussed to full pleasurely. Here I gave one word answers like that. See, goal means discuss and demo with completed. Celebrate and highlight accomplishments and determine next action. Participants means entire Scrum team will participate in this call, and product owner, business stakeholders will join in this call. Frequency means end of each sprint, typically even 1 or 4 weeks it will take. Length means upon up to an hour per week of the sprints. Example like 2 hours meeting for a 2 week sprint. The sprint review meetings in an opportunity for the project team to showcase what they have achieved during the sprint to key business stakeholders. See here, future backlog, design, see one by one prioritize new ideas, and the next side is effort, impact areas, epic. These are all you can able to see. Next is effort, impact, the high, low, medium, those kind of things you can able to see in the system. This is the system page. Final one is sprint retrospective. Goals, participants, who are all is going to participate, frequent, length. These are all you can able to see here. Goal means understanding what worked and what did not in last sprint, with a focus on increasing quality and effectiveness. Participants means the entire project team will join this call. Frequency means each of the end of the each sprint, usually every 1 or 4 weeks. Length means as long as is required. 2 to 3 hours is about average. That means where the sprint review focus on project progress. The sprint retrospective meeting analyzes the working of the team. Like sprint retrospective, it will show here sprint 1 and 2. Let's see sprint 1, collecting more feedback from customers, and sentiment means naturally to keep. Sprint planning was productive. Like this, it will show in the system. That one sprint 2 means collaborating better with the marketing team, invest more time to backlog programming, and the sentiments to improve. If it's okay, that will it will show as green. Then we need to improve it. It will show as improve. Like that in system, I will show. This is what we discussed prior that one by one: sprint planning and ceremony, daily scrum ceremony, sprint review, sprint retrospective. If you are happy with those information, kindly share, subscribe, like. Thank you.